Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It's Thursday. I've been up watching the Masters all day. Dan has been up watching Indiana Jones for some reason. But we have a locked and loaded show. Dan, get on.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know, Andy. It's just one of those movies that when it's on TV and it's always on like Turner Classic Movies or whatever. Whenever Indiana Jones is on, I have to at least pop in. You know what I mean? So yes, there was some time spent on Indiana Jones. I was like getting ready to go for the show today, and Andy was like, "Why are you humming the Indiana Jones song? Like, how did this come into your brain?" John Williams only drops bangers, Andy, and you know who else only drops bangers? Is our man Gianni The Greek. He's back. It's Thursday. That's right. What are we seeing across different leagues? Small slate in MLB action, but we're going to see where the sharps are going in that one. NHL and NBA playoff push is heating up. It's basically already defined. So are they still firing there? Yanni's going to let you know there. And then Joe Raineri. That's right. The star, I like to call him, of the best betting show ever. At least that's what they call it. Joe Raineri's got a winner for you in Tigers Twins. So this is for you live viewers. It's an early pitch. And then he's got a double gamer for you. Celtics, Knicks, Heat, Raptors. So Andy, so much to get into. You and I are going to take the folks all around the world. I have a pitcher who I think is recording a win today. So let's get some winners for the folks here. Thursday edition of Wager Talk Today.
Yeah, let's bring in Gianni and let's talk about what we got on today, and then we will talk UFC. Gianni, happy Thursday. How are you, sir?
Never better. God bless America. I'm a little bit upset. I've been running really hot, and I told you to keep accounts open with baseball here and March Madness over until the NBA playoffs. I throw in some negative shit. And yesterday I had this one site paperhead that gives you minus 105 lines. And hasn't backed me off nothing. I could bet whatever I want. But I got to give him some action. And I put in, they only take up to 16 parlays. I put a 16 parlay yesterday. The Phillies not going over was the only loser. That cost me $9,000. And 2 days ago, I had the same thing, another 16 parlay, one loser there that cost me $6,000. So two results cost me $15,000. I lose $250 instead of picking up $15,000, which shows you just how, tough those parlays can be and how they could mess with you mentally. I like people that just bet those. I don't even know like how you can go 5-1 every day and lose money and not lose your mind. So at least I straight bet everything and bet real small parlays. Like, for example, I'll just to put it in perspective. If I have a 4% play, I have $4,000 on it. My parlay yesterday was $125. You know what I mean? And that's the max. Like, I'll bet everything is all risk management, everything based on the percentage of bankroll. And even there, like, I'll stick to it. The most I'll ever put on a parlay is that 125 based on bankroll. So again, negative EV, but every once in a while we got to throw it. So that's the long way of going around. Doing really well because we're running hot. But if I got a little luckier, Andy, this week, I'd be really, really happy as we approach this weekend. But busy day. I put up 3 soccer plays that I also added for free. I sent out 3 soccer plays this morning, 3% premiums. All 3 are available for free at WagerTalk. Also in this early game, I bet Miami and over, and I also have the under in the Yankees game and the under in the Detroit-Minnesota game. Those are sharp plays that I also kind of agreed with, but didn't get the best number, so wasn't able to send out premiums, but instead I'm able to give books some action with those early games.
I mean, Gianni at the beginning of the year was like, hey, we need to do same game parlay. So do a show where you do a same game parlay every day. I have to do a same game parlay every day. Stunningly,
you've been crushing them.
They've been doing really, really well. I'm 14-7 since I started tracking them, but yeah, they're maddening. It's like, I lost one last night because Joker sat in the fourth quarter because they were blowing out Memphis, and you're like, how does that not hit?
Yeah. Like, how do I not hit that? And with the parlays, you're putting up a little to win a lot. And there's no better feeling than that when you cash a ticket like that, because you had little risk and you make a big score. I understand why they're so attractive. And I understand for bettors with smaller bankrolls, why they're enticing. I get it. I was there, bro. Believe me, I've been there. But if you truly take a step back and do the math yourself and truly are honest and say, what have I bet in parlays? And what have I actually won or lost? I think most reasonable people will come to the conclusion that it's not a winning game. And that if they just would have straight bet everything for $5, they'd be up money instead of down money. I think that a lot of bettors, that would be the reality of, because again, I talk to guys all the time that they don't do this for a living. It's not like what they use as their investment vehicle, but they're sharp. Like they understand the betting market. They follow sports even more religiously than I do. And I really do think they're capable of laying 11 to 10 and winning money, but they just don't have the discipline and patience to do it. Like they have the ability and the knowledge, the skill set, but they haven't acquired the discipline and patience that it takes. And I think that's what we're all battling, those inner demons that once you do figure it out, can you push them aside and do the right thing? At least that's the issues that I have, like being my own worst enemy in this game.
I listen, I will toot my own horn. We do a lot of parlays. They work for us. We do 2 legs that get us close to even. Like we don't fire off the long shots like the 10 teamers and things like that. Tennis, Dan can attest. Tennis, all access clients can attest. The tennis parlays are absolute money. You put 2 together.
That's what I'm saying. But you have a sample size of results. I'd never argue that. I promise you. Like even though I'll say, teasing NFL totals is negative EV, teasing NBA is negative EV, putting in parlays is technically negative EV. There are bettors that are able to beat that. Good for you. Like, God bless you. Keep doing it. You found your edge, exploit it. But for the vast majority, that's where the books are making their money. You know what I mean? Like it's a very hard thing. Like you comparing you to 99% of bettors isn't the same thing. Like, again, all due respect, you've gone through the ringer enough to realize, like you just said, I'm not putting 16. I'm not chasing pipe dreams. Like I'm finding good spots. I'm tying them together in 2 teamers and it's produced profit for me. That makes sense to me. You're not approaching it like you're gambling. And you're not forcing it. You know what I mean? Like you don't have 4 teams and you're like, I need that 5th because I need 20-1, not 10-1. Like I have my girl does that all the time with MMA because I let her put in like a UFC parlay every week. And she's like, oh, but this only pays that much. Let me add, dude, don't you want to win? What's the problem with cashing a ticket? Like, why wouldn't you want to cash a ticket with 3 fighters on it? And instead of a pipe dream with 6 on it, that's not going to cash. Like, just cash the damn ticket. So, again, that's just how I look at it. So if you're beating it, keep doing it. But you got to keep records. And if you have a sample size where you're profitable, don't change it up. But I think the majority of guys viewing this right now, if they look at the parlay results, they have burned a lot of their bankrolls on parlays. I would venture a guess.
Yeah, 100%. It's also not sexy to like post on Twitter like my tennis doubles parlay. Like, hey, cash it. And everyone's like,
they want to see
that's how you get that engagement.
Star players. And exactly. And the primetime game and that they don't want to do a tennis or cricket parlay. They want to be parlaying the TNT NBA game with
absolutely
props and shit.
So they can tell their buddies they nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into some steam. Rob asks, have you seen any action on the Frozen 4? The hockey or what are you seeing today?
Hockey,
the college hockey. It's a huge NHL slate tonight. NBA, MLB, not so much. So what are you seeing?
I got MLB, NBA, and NHL for you. I don't have any of the Frozen Four, just like I don't have college baseball this early in the day. We do fire on those, and they've done really well. Like, I get more excited, brother, about those markets. When I get those plays in the accounts, nothing gets me more excited because those are the most beatable. Results-wise, those are always going to be your highest ROI. They're always harder to get down, and those lines move significantly, which tells you it's an inefficient market. But that stuff is mostly information-based, not power rating-based. So it comes later. It comes based, like I said, on information more than like power rating these college teams. So I do expect to see that sharp action. And if I do have it, just like I do with the college baseball, I'll add it on the Steam sheet if it doesn't go out as premium. Now, I do have NHL, and let's get into that real quickly. Game 55, Tampa Bay, minus 115, 58, New Jersey, plus 105, 60, Ottawa, minus 250, minus 260, minus 270. They like that Ottawa, and they're not afraid to lay the chalk either. 61, Columbus, plus 110, 66, Chicago, plus 200, and finally, right here, Las Vegas, minus 160, minus 170. Real quickly, in the NBA, only 3 moves, 567, over 243, over 44, over 45, over 46 last night. Then this morning, over 246.5, Chicago, Washington. 572, Knicks minus the 3. And finally, Lakers, Golden State, under 226. Major League Baseball, only 2 sides, Miami minus 105, Colorado plus 180. Totals for you: over, I touched on Cincinnati, Miami. Under, I touched on Detroit, Minnesota, and Athletics, Yankees. And then finally, one over, and that's the White Sox, Kansas City, game 9-11, with that key number of 9. So there is, like you said, a slower day, but definitely some action on the board and some line movement.
Let's go over UFC, and then I have a question about a topic that we brought up yesterday, and we're giving our viewers and ourselves a little bit of time to think about it. So I want to pose this question to you, but let's go over UFC first. It's UFC 327, pretty good main event. Yuri and Olberg, lines are kind of remaining same there. So someone asked yesterday about any underdogs that we like. I'll go through some underdogs I like. I think Costa's live against Mirzakhanov. Mirzakhanov is dependent on the one-shot KO. Now, he's landed in damn near every fight. I like that one. Let's see, another underdog. A lot of close lines, actually. Ribovich
is great. There's, other than the Pico line that's minus 300, everything's minus
pretty
200
close
or less. And there's a bunch of 120s, 130s.
Ribovich, I believe, is live after the first round against Gamrot. Loopy, I have live against Tatiana Suarez. Yes. And Prado, I guess you can make the case, but he's got those short little arms, Gianni. He's got those T-Rex arms. It's hard for him to land big shots. You know what I'm saying? Any underdogs you like?
I do like Prado. He's coming off 3 straight losses. And like Radke coming off that finish, 3rd round sub. I think he's going to get public money. But the fact this line dropped from that opener tells me the sharps agree with us on the Prado side. I also like Ribovich. I think if he could keep it standing, he's going to give Gamrot a lot of problems. And I just think he's catching Gamrot at a decent time, where Gamrot's, lost 2 of 3. I think Pitbull, only because of the price. Listen, Pico has we know about the potential. We know how good he's capable of being, but he's still 13-5 or 18-5, something like that. Like, he's lost fights he's not supposed to lose. And all the pressure's on him. None of the pressure's on Pitbull. He finally got a UFC win last fight. Pico hasn't won at the UFC level yet. That's a lot of pressure. And Pitbull hasn't seen anything that Pico's going to bring that he hasn't seen with his experience. But the youth, the speed, and even the skill set, I think, is all on the Pico side, advantage-wise. But I just don't like the price. For me, it's dog or pass. I do think Costa's going to fight for your money against Mirzakhanov, but I think Mirzakhanov does end up getting it done. I like Medeiros also over Padilla. I just think this is much closer than that opener of minus 200. I just wish I would have bet Medeiros at like plus 160. I think that was a steal. Plus 150 or better, I think you're good. 4 out of 10 times he wins this fight. I do like Godinez. Great takedown defense 80+%, and she's faced 44 takedowns. So they've tried to take her down and haven't had success. I think she gives Suarez some problems, and I like Hokit over Blades. That's my final dog. And I'll tell you this, I released it yesterday to subscribers. I was hoping, I held back because I missed the opener on Hokit, and I was hoping he talks a lot of nonsense, and because of his persona, that the Blades money starts coming in, kind of like back in the day with Mayweather. Once Mayweather started talking, the line would start coming down because people just wanted to see him lose so badly, they would start betting against him. And you were able to get such good plus money fading them. That's what they did. And I'd get a great deal on Mayweather for a decade. Hokit's kind of like that, where he's polarizing. And I was hoping the line was going to go higher. But once I saw it kind of stabilize and not doing that, I said, let me jump on board. And I think I took minus 115 yesterday with Hokit. It's still available, so I probably won't get much closing line value. But I just don't think – I think it's a coin flip at worst. Again, he's going to get tested for the first time against a legit wrestler, but a lot of people don't know. Hokit was a college All-American. He was a stud wrestler. He played in the NFL. He's as athletic as they come, and he's got one-shot knockout power, which is the kryptonite to Blades. I think Hokit is catching them at the right time, so that's a 4% that I actually sent out to subscribers yesterday.
For those of you that don't know about Josh Hokit, he's out there. His gimmick this week, if you haven't seen it, it's actually kind of worth going to see it on social media. He is pretending to be a Mexican.
Yeah.
And he's talking with this Mexican accent, and he ain't Mexican. And he's
it's amazing to watch. I'm such a fan. I'm sorry, but I live for that shit. I think it's awesome.
He's walking through the hotel, picking on the guys in the main event in a Mexican accent. And
going after Yuri.
Like, what the hell is going on?
How do you not love that guy? And I'm telling you, that some people just hate that. Like, we could laugh at it. Like, that's why I get along with you. Like, I'm sure our politics and worldview are similar. But for whatever reason, he just tends to rub people the wrong way. And I love people like that. I really do. Even if I'm not fans of them. That's why I kind of even like Trump. And I'm not a fan of Trump, but the way that he makes people go so crazy just makes me laugh. Like, anyone that could get under people's skin that badly just cracks me up, man.
And his accent's terrible, by the way. Hokit's accent is not even remotely close.
It's awful. That's what I'm saying. It's terrible. It's awful. It's awful. It's like I said, the stupid shit that Trump says. Like, what president says that crazy nonsense, that bullshit? But it's just funny to see people's reaction to it. You know what I mean? I'm not even political. It don't even matter. To me, I figure whoever's there, Republican, Democrat, same shit. But
yeah, I mean, Hokit's getting all the clicks on social media.
He is.
So it's working. It's totally working for him. So, all right. So here's the question. Here's the question that Dan and I talked about yesterday. We try and give out a lot of winners on this show, and we try and talk about bankroll management, real stuff that, we're never going to have millions of views on this show just because most people are chasing the shiny object, but we like to get down in the trenches and grind it out. The question was, what do you want your bankroll to be, and what do you want it to do for you? We talk all the time about building it up, but what do you want it to be? Passive income? Do you want it to be savings? Do you want it to be weekly income, monthly income? So you deal with people with much bigger bankrolls than most of us here, Gianni. So that's the question. What do the successful bettors, the 0.5%, what is their bankroll?
Meaning, phrase it one more time.
What do you want your bankroll to do for you? What should people want their bankroll to do for you? And it differs from person to person. Should it be just you save it all and you don't ever take anything out? Or do you take it out because you want to live off of it? And I guess that's what Dan and I were trying to talk about. We should have some goals set for ourselves, because if we're going to be in the 0.5% that turns a profit, we need to have some goals and we need to have things that we're focused on.
I love the question. This is the stuff we need to be talking about. This is real life stuff. Here's the bottom line. If you can't use sports betting as your job, as your income, because it's not dependable. meaning you can't just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to use sports betting to pay my bills. There's steps you have to take first. And to get to that level where you can depend on sports betting to pay your bills, you're going to have a bankroll which reflects a business which is big enough to pay you enough so that you can pay your bills. That's the key. And to get there, you need bankroll. It takes time because our edges are small. So here's what you got to remember. Like, what are you expecting to make per year? Let's say you have a $10,000 bankroll, for instance. You can't pay your bills off a $10,000 bankroll. You can't live off a $10,000 bankroll, and you shouldn't expect to. In fact, what business can I open for $10,000 that's going to be able to support a family? None, zero. So why should sports betting be any different? But we think it is because it's gambling. So we think big scores. I should be making big scores. But that's if you're gambling. And if you're gambling, we know you have a 99.5% chance of going broke. So you have to approach it differently. And how do you approach it? Using it as an investment vehicle. That's it. That's the only way I have seen these groups profit. And that's what I was taught. I was taught, make your money here and invest it elsewhere. That's why once I got to a point where my bankroll could sustain, where I bet, 1,000 to 5, the most I'll bet is 5 dimes. I won't go above 5 dimes. I've done it and it's been a mistake. In fact, I keep a ticket right here to remind me because I did it with Patty Pimblett. I overbet even my own number. Anyway, that's going off. But what I'm saying is, once I got comfortable saying I'm going to bet this to this, money made on top of that was now used to invest elsewhere. That's the key. But you have to get there first to where your business is big enough to sustain those ventures. And that takes a while. And that's where I think most bettors have a problem. They don't have that patience. At first, sports betting shouldn't cover anything. It shouldn't. It should be a venture you're taking, almost a risk you're taking to see if you can make it an investment. But you shouldn't walk into it depending on it for anything, or it's going to disappoint you. You're going to make bets that you shouldn't have made. You're going to chase when you don't need to. That's the problem. That's why I tell guys that are starting out now, if you're just starting out now, you want to do it right, there's one way to do it. Take a bankroll that you're going to invest in sports betting. That's your business, and work there. But don't use it for anything else. Don't buy shit with it. Don't have it pay your bills. Don't use it for anything. That's your business. Grow this business. Once you can grow this business, that business, I promise you, will offer you opportunity and allow you to do whatever you want to do. But until you grow that business, it's all a dream. It's all like, yeah, this how I'm going to do it. This, like, you're speculating, you're hoping, but again, getting there is a different story. So the best advice I can give you is, if you're starting out, and most of us are starting out with a normal bankroll, unless you're inherited, millions of dollars, in which case, why are you doing this anyway? So with that said, take a bankroll that's just for this and do it just for this. When you grow your business enough and it's producing a profit, now you can revisit that question and make decisions. Do I grow my bankroll so that the money is bigger, or do I take this and have a backup bankroll in case things go south, or do I take that and invest in other ventures? So if I have 3 months where sports betting isn't doing good, maybe crypto's doing good, maybe stocks are doing good. So again, those are questions and problems that you want to have, but you got to get there first. And until you're able to take a bankroll and make it a business, it's all nothing but, ideas and dreams and hopes. And we all have those. So whether it's $500, $100, $5,000, do it the right way, and then revisit this question. And again, I think for most bettors, they're trying to jump steps ahead. You know what I mean? And whenever I had my bankroll in my pocket, I never made money. Like, I was rich for 6 months, broke for 3. Like, whenever I did it like that, I never did well. And the best advice, it's cliche, but if you treat it like a business, it'll pay like a business. If you treat it like entertainment, if you treat it however other way, that's how it's going to reflect. So you got to just simply treat it like a business if you're doing it for truly investment and profit purposes, like I chose to. Sometimes I wonder, should I have just done it for fun? Would my life be easier, more enjoyable if I was doing something else? And who knows? But you got to make that decision. Am I doing this for entertainment where I'll make some profit sometimes, or am I doing this as a business? And once you answer that question, the rest will be easy.
I agree. We're going to talk about this a little bit more because there's just not a lot of shows that,
no.
Yeah, like you said, it's real life. This is real life money that we're talking about, and we want to
and again, that's my opinion. And please, that's why I love talking to guys like you. And this time I even pulled up the comments because you get to learn. Like there's other people's perspectives and other people's ideas. And this is the stuff that you truly learn from, because I'm always open to ideas. Like I know I don't know everything, and I know my way isn't the only way. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm always open to learning from other guys. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
All right. What do you have up for everyone on Thursday?
UFC package is up, 3 premiums in there, including a 5%. What else do I have up? Oh, I think I had a Masters over at Sports Memo where I'm 10-1-1 and putting that 13th bet up on the line. I haven't put up a Steam sheet yet because I haven't confirmed the premium. And like I said, we are not in the business of burning units. It's all about profit. We're running hot right now, which was expected because I was ice cold for about 10 days there. And yes, Steam Room is Saturday. And like I said, check back to see if there's a premium package today. Otherwise, it'll just be for subscribers. They'll get gold throughout the day. And there's 3 soccer plays for free that are premium at WagerTalk.
All right. Awesome stuff, Gianni. Appreciate it.
Thanks for
and
having me.
yeah, we went a little long, but
I'm sorry.
That's no, this is stuff we should talk about, stuff that makes our show different. So some people may not like it, and if they don't like it, that means they're not built for this. Simple as that.
I like that. Drop the gauntlet,
thanks,
Andy.
Johnny.
Drop the gauntlet. I like it.
Just saying.
It's true.
Yeah. Just for example, like I don't know, if you go by the name Gooey, you're probably
can't be taken too serious.
Probably not built for this. So
very fair.
We'll do all around the world and my promo stuff after Dan. Let's get to Joe. We went a little bit long. We don't want to.
All good, man. And we got some early day baseball that Joe's going to get into. We'll talk NBA, of course, as it's heating up. But Joe, I say we get right into this one since it's right around the corner. So for you live viewers, Detroit, Minnesota, and I guess the question is, Joe, it looks like bettors are lining up and they're saying there's no way Detroit gets swept in a 4-game series. They're all lining up to back the Tigers here, who have lost 8 of their 12 games to start the season. How are you seeing this one? Are you lining up with them? Is it Flaherty or bust? How are you looking to bet this one for the live viewers here, man?
Well, it's probably the same people that said yesterday there's no way Seattle's going to get swept by the Texas Rangers, right? I mean, it's just, welcome to April baseball. It's hilarious. But no, and it was ugly last night there. Watching Framber get lit up like a Christmas tree was exciting. So it won't be long before, I don't know, he just starts throwing whatever he wants at his catcher on the Detroit Tigers here because, he's just a dick on so many different levels. But now he's a dick who gives up 8 runs. And already there are whispers that they don't like him inside the Tigers locker room. And that's only going to get worse from there. The problem is they need Flaherty to bail him out. Yeah. Which Flaherty shows up? If anybody has any idea, let me know. Is it the guy that can strike out 7 to 9 guys here and keep the ball inside the ballpark? Or is he the one that is not really having any idea where the ball is going? And next thing you know, the Twins, who are give them credit too. I mean, they're swinging the bat pretty darn well here. They've been red hot in this series. Mick Abel going, former Philly, I believe there. Dan, you're probably still a little bent that, what's the difference? You can't score any runs with the Phillies anyway, so who the hell are you being?
Very fair.
I'm thinking that Mick Abel's not going to help you one way or the other, but he is going to help the Twins here tonight. And, yeah, there's just I lean the Tigers here, but I don't trust either guy. I think Flaherty is the better pitcher. I think at this price, I think you have a pretty good opportunity. There's only going to be 8 people in the stands anyway, so it's not like you're going to get some sort of home crowd boost for the Twins. But I do lean to the under as well here. I don't know that the Twins can keep up swinging the bats like this, but I'm not sure this is the game where the Tigers figure it all out and flip a switch, because certainly Seattle didn't yesterday.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. And that's the thing is, like, we just tell people so early on in MLB, like, you got to tread lightly. Yeah. Is there going to be stretches where good teams play awful? Yeah. And that's what you're seeing out of the gate here for Detroit. So just a lean along with the money for that one going in just a little over an hour here. Games that folks will have a chance to get down on, Joe, is in the NBA tonight, as the association, the push here for the playoffs is, I guess we can say, heated up. I mean, no one cares what seed they are. They just want to make sure that they're in, is what it seems like to me in NBA action. We got 2 ones for you to break down: Celtics, Knicks, Heat, Raptors. Let's start off here with the Celtics taking on the Knicks here. What's injury report looking like, Joe? How's that going to affect how you're betting this one? And what do you think people should be looking to bet heading into 7:30 tip on this one?
Yeah, listen, the Knicks have been better at home than they've been anyplace else this year, right? We are, overnight, this was 1.5 Knicks. You wake up this morning, it's 4.5, and it's pretty much steady right there. We are starting to see a little bit of over money come in this one, but really it's about, all right, Jaylen Brown is still questionable. So is Brown going? Is he not? Does it really matter? Sam Hauser's also here. Derek White is questionable. I tend to think at Madison Square Garden, all of the Celtics will be playing here tonight. I think a win for Boston locks them in to that number 2 seed. I think a win for the Knicks brings them that much closer to the Celtics here, and they own the tiebreaker. So, yeah, I would expect the best foot forward here for Boston, and if that's the case, if you're going to give me Jaylen Brown and everybody else available here for Boston, and you want to give me 4.5 points, because they're pricing this right now, and they're betting this as if they know what the final score is and that Boston's sitting everybody. I don't know about that, because these two teams likely are going to face each other in the playoffs anyway. And do you really want to give the Knicks an opportunity to be like, yeah, we already beat your ass once here, we'll do it again? Doesn't feel very Celtics-like to me. So right now, and I don't care if Brown plays or he doesn't, as long as Tatum is in there, I'm leaning taking the points here. And I do lean over, because if the Knicks are gonna win this game and they're gonna cover the spread, it's likely going over. But I think if you like Boston, you probably got to look at the under at this point. 216.5 as the number keeps getting bet up. Not me. I think in Boston and the under is the way to look at it in this one.
Joe, before we talk game 2 here in the 2-game set for you, which is an interesting schedule spot with basically a back-to-back they played on Tuesday with Miami, Toronto. What do you got rocking? WT.buzz/JR is where you can hop aboard. And trust me, folks, you want to hop aboard because you've been seeing it pretty damn well, Joe.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a great way to close out the tournament with UConn getting it done at 5% there with the 7.5 points. Congrats, Michigan. Okay. But we do have Major League Baseball. It's not a big slate, but there is one game that was absolutely circled, 4% up at my pledge top play right now here. Also, one in the NBA, in fact, also. Really, really like this one. So 1-1 today. I'm not the biggest of slates, but the value is certainly there for us here today.
Yeah, and if you like the baseball stuff, guys, you can grab that triple play, get some all access, just $49, get the whole weekend wrap around. I know you're going to be dialed in. Not sure if you're firing on the Masters, Joe, but I know on one of your billion TVs that you have in the office, Masters will be dominating at least one of those. I'm
just waiting for DeChambeau to hit one green in regulation. Just one green would be great. Like, just get one green in regulation would be fantastic there, Bryson. Really, that would be good with your 3D printer clubs, like whatever the hell that is. My God. ridiculous. If he wins this thing, you know what happens, right? That all of a sudden the 3D golf club company goes public tomorrow, and he sells everything. Guys, give him credit. Few fries short of a Happy Meal, but the guy might be onto something here. That's for sure.
Do you see who's leading right now, Joe?
Yeah, what year is it? I mean, I was watching earlier, and it was like was out. I was like, wait a minute, was this hot tub time machine? Like, what is going on here?
Hey, we liked Patrick Reed coming into this one. Dude's 5-9, 2 eagles already. He looked so cocky and ready during the press
he's a dick, and everybody hates him on tour, which is even better because we all need villains. We can't hate Tiger as he's in Tahiti right now at a med spa. Like, it's unfortunate. We can't do it. So Patrick Reed is the next best thing. I'm with you.
Hey, Joe, we got some time. I posed this question to my buddy the other day. So I was watching, they had Tom Watson, who's just the most lovable guy, telling stories about Jack. Who doesn't like Jack Nicklaus, the older guy telling stories? We had Arnold Palmer, Lee Trevino, Gary Player's a little out there. Fast forward to 25 years. Who are the old timers that they're going to have back? You have Tiger, who flips vehicles in residential neighborhoods. Phil, who's basically been banned. Greg Norman, who's basically been banned. DJ, who's as polarizing as an ice cube. Brooks Koepka, Bryson, Reed, they all left to go to live. Think about in 25 years. Who in the past winners are they going to have come back and tell stories? It's basically Rory.
That's it. I mean, Rory they'd be wheeling him up there as he's eating his, yellowfin tuna there and his, his Wagyu filet and all that other bougie crap that he had on the menu there. I'm sure it was absolutely fantastic, by the way.
I'm sure it was awesome.
We weren't there to eat it. But yeah, Rory's it, right? I mean, Bryson won't remember what his name is in 25 years, likely. So he's probably got CTE at some point. But you just don't know. But I'm with you, Andy. Who's left here? Freddie will be dead.
Scheffler's not going to want to do that. Scheffler's not going to want to do that stuff.
No way. Yeah. He's going to be on his 19th kid by that time. But you know what I mean? He's going to pop up one kid every major, I think, is what he is shooting for at this point.
That's hilarious. Did you see what Rory said about why they asked him, why didn't you go with an Irish theme for the Masters dinner? And he said, because I want to enjoy it.
I want to enjoy the food. And he's right, man. Could you imagine the balls like serving bangers and mash or something? Like, shepherd's pie for everybody. Like that would have been fantastic. But that was never happening. Never happening. That would have been great.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That would have been great. I will tell you this, though. If you're going to bet the Masters, I would go, I think live betting. I talked to Art this week, and he had said the amount of live betting handle at the end of heading into the fourth round, he says, is over the top every year. And it makes sense because we're getting a guy in the top 5 by the time we head into the fourth round. It's, I think 20 out of 21 have been straight out of the top 5 heading into Sunday. They don't come very further back than that. So if your guy is somewhere in that ballpark, you got a pretty good opportunity to jump in. Somebody in the top 5 after Saturday is going to win this game. You just got to figure out. If it's Scheffler in the top 5, we're all screwed anyway. But if it's not, you might be able to make a few bucks.
Agreed. Off to a great start. I think the afternoon guys are in trouble. I think this is going to be going to be a very, very fast greens. They're already fast, but afternoon guys are going to really struggle. Do the Raptors sweep the Heat for the season?
Yeah. So it's a perfect question by our man Triple F there, because Joe, the second game we wanted you to talk about was this Miami-Toronto game. Toronto's beat them 3 times. And on Tuesday, let's be real, like Miami looked like a team who was like, yeah, we're in the play-in. What do we care? You know what I mean? Does that change tonight? How are you looking to bet this one?
They're 3-9 straight up in their last 12 games. I mean, they are just like, I don't even recognize this team. They got everyone healthy and they suck. It makes absolutely no sense for a Spoelstra-driven team. Now it's very hard to go with these back-to-back spots and, sweep a team for the season series. They are healthy. Norman Powell has been ruled in here. But it's another one of these spots where the money's starting to come in. It was 4.5. It's now down to 3.5. So the Miami money is starting to come in. I would lean that way. But looking at the last 3 games that they have played, styles make fights. And for whatever reason, Miami can't play at their tempo or their pace. Toronto is dictated in 3 games exactly how these games go. Miami has gone, 91 points. What did they just score? 96. I think the first game was 94 or 95. They are yet to score 100 points against this Toronto Raptors team this year, and yet they drop 150 on everyone else, but they can't get to the same rhythm and the same tempo, which is kudos to Toronto's defense. Toronto needs this game more than Miami. Miami's locked into the 10th seed there. I mean, they're going to have to win 2 games to go anywhere. But the reality is Toronto doesn't want to be in the play-in. Toronto's got to keep winning. If anything, I'm looking at the under here tonight. And quite honestly, I hope more Miami money comes in because I'll be playing their team total under. 3 games and 3 under 100 performances tells me everything you need to know about the matchup with the Raptors and the Heat.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And that's a man who's down there in the South Bay getting you ready to go.
And it pains me.
I know you don't want to bet the unders. You just go where the numbers tell Joe to go. He doesn't want to be there, correct, folks, but he does not fear going where no man else wants to go. Speaking of which, you're on a show with Prez every day where no man else wants to go. You mentioned Art the Caesar. It's a great show that you can check out here on the channel. Best betting show ever. Goes live, or gets posted to the channel pretty much every afternoon around the same time. Joe, what did you guys talk about today, and what can people expect when they check out that show?
Well, we're about, as a matter of fact, I'm seeing Art pop into the green room back over here. We're getting it done with Art here in about 5 minutes. He's got all the latest sharp bets here, where the money is coming in, important stuff, especially heading into the weekend. But he's going to cover and have everything for you guys on where the money is coming in, especially on the Masters. He's got much more Masters stuff for you guys. So that'll be up within the hour over at WagerTalk on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button. You'll know when it gets posted. It really is the best betting show ever when it's Joe and Art. And I didn't hear Prez's name on the lineup today. So, Joe, always a pleasure, man. Thank you, man.
We're just handicapping the Prez shows up. We go away from handicapping. We just become extremely handicapped. Yeah, good luck, guys. Enjoy it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Love it. Check that out. Best betting show ever. If you're subscribed, folks, you'll see it. We'll link it to the video here. You can check that out. They post that each and every weekday, and it usually goes up around 1:30. So if you're subscribed, you'll get a little notification when they go live. But it is a great show to pair with this show for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We can do all around the world, and then I think I've kind of figured out what I want to do with my bankroll moving forward.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
You have the answer to the question that no one can answer right now. I like this.
Well, Andy. It's different from person to person. What do you want it to be? Sure. And Yanni's right. Like, depending on a bankroll to pay your bills is just a gigantic mistake. Because there's ebbs and flows to it. So it's just going to be a part of my retirement. I'm going to use it to build it up, take money out, max out my Roth IRAs, max out investments. And just kind of build that up slowly. So that's what I'm going to use it for. So, and Yanni, it's funny. Yanni said like, oh, they use it for other investments, and inadvertently, that's what I did. I built it up and started a different company with it. So now I'm going to take this one and put it to benefit the future me and my wife. So yeah, that's what my bankroll is going to be moving forward. So we'll talk about it more.
Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. So, we're doing good this year, up 55 units in WagerTalk units. And we got our tennis play. We'll be wrapping up shortly. Hopefully that's a winner. But we got some good plays today. This top one, Dan, all around the world, this is actually a 4% client play. Alexander Winberg over 0.5 point. We talked about it on the prop line yesterday, which, by the way, the prop line is up. We got a same game parlay, and this is the play of the day there. It's a 4%er. This guy has a point in 8 straight games, and he gets a matchup against the Ducks, who have lost 6 straight, and they've given up 29 goals. 29 goals in 6 games. So this is a team. Yeah, this is a team that's not defending anybody. The Sharks only scored 2 goals last night against Edmonton, and he still had an assist. So when they score, he's involved. So we'll do that. I mentioned the afternoon guys. I think they're going to struggle. There's some pretty big scores out there right now. One guy's already 10 over. The Masters, Marco Penge over 73.5 round 1 score. I don't trust him. I won't go into details about total strokes gained, everything, but I want to fade these guys with the later tee times because these greens are just going to get lightning fast and very tough. And then you, Dan, are looking at the Padres and Rockies. I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, this one just makes a heck of a lot of sense to me, guys. And actually, I'm seeing that the line is moving on us a little bit here, so we'll attack it a bit of a different way. Randy Vasquez on the mound here tonight for the Rockies, and Rockies are looking like they're going to close around a $2 favorite, or the Padres are, against the Rockies. So how do we attack this when you think you have a team who is going to absolutely roll their opponent? You try and bring that juice down. I don't want to bet $200, minus 200 favorites in MLB, but when I like the matchup, I do want to get down on it. So I believe once the Rockies commit to who their pitcher is going to be, some folks are naming, other sites are still saying undecided. That's when you're going to see this prop come up, Vasquez to record a win. We're probably going to see it at around even money. It's a good way to attack it. Once he's been out there twice, he's gotten 1 win, he's gotten 1 no decision, but he has played well in both of those starts, which is why I think a way that you can attack this is take Randy Vasquez earned runs under. Now that was sitting at 1.5, and you were getting plus money on the under. I bet that looks like some other folks did as well, and that got cracked because now his earned runs is sitting at 2.5, and the under is minus 160. But if you go to the drop down menu on the green book, Randy Vasquez, you can pick 1 or fewer, which is essentially you're getting 1.5 again. That's still sitting at plus 140. So let's go Randy Vasquez either to record the win. If you can't get down on that, he's not going to give up runs to this Rockies lineup until he leaves the mound. So let's look at him under his earned runs. That's how we're going to be attacking this one. Padres, fine parlay piece. It's just not what I like doing is laying money line favorites in parlays. And so how do we get on it a different way? I like the pitching matchup. Vasquez should have a good outing.
All right. Love it. Love it. Those are your free plays. So, all right. Right after the show in about 10 minutes over on the Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel, Dan, I am going to go live and we're going to do a watch along for darts. We have a darts 4% best bet that is up, and we're going to watch the Masters together. So if you guys want to hang out, there's no, we don't do locks on the show. This is a lock. A darts and Masters watch along YouTube show. We will be the only one doing that. So
I love this. I love this. Winning in the Shadows. You can find it on YouTube. Andy, I know what I will be doing with my afternoon, and it will be making jokes in the chat, maybe Indiana Jones themed jokes.
Jump in. So if you guys want to join us, just have us on in the background. Jan's going to join us as well. So we'll break down all the plays. If we have any live plays, you'll get those as well. But yeah, we'll be talking darts and we'll be talking Masters for the rest of the day. So Blocked says his goal is he just wants to be profitable, bro. That's good our
starting
goal,
point. It's a good starting
point.
It
is. Most people don't get there. Most people do not get there. So,
he made a good investment because he got the 30 days of lacrosse access. And since we did that, Andy, we have had, I think, 2 losses in the span that we started promoting that. So I don't love the card this weekend, Block, but I think we at least have one play. We're just waiting on the number to get there and a play that should be a pretty strong one. So you lacrosse all access, folks. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten about you. There have been no weekday games. They're basically moving to just Friday and Saturdays because this season's starting to move into league play as they're heading towards the playoffs. So we'll have something for you, Blocked. I just want to make sure I get you the right number. If it doesn't fall into the right number, Andy, I'll give it out as a free play tomorrow on the show. So there you go.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thanks very much, guys. Hit the like button. Leave us comments below. We'll be here same time, same place tomorrow. And on Monday, we're going to add a little something to the show Dan and I have been working on. So we're excited about that. We'll work it out and hash it out over the weekend. But we're excited to get you ready for the weekend. Good luck on all your bets. And we'll see everyone tomorrow. Take